These homes start at just $209,000. The resort style pool, the fishing pond with fishing dock, the playground are already completed and in place. You've got direct access to the freeway, and you also are just one exit away from one of North Houston's largest shopping centers. Tons of good food options. We're here in Willis, Texas, which is about 45-50 minutes north of downtown Houston, and this is where all of the growth here in Houston is headed. You're zoned to great schools here in Willis ISD, and the two homes that we're showing you today are two different size products, but both of them are very affordable. And the builder that we're checking out today has some killer interest rate incentives where they're buying your interest rates down to make it really easy for people of this price point to buy homes in a great area. So we're gonna get you inside. We're gonna start with the bigger one first. This one is just over 2,000 square feet. And then we're gonna head on down to the most affordable option, right around 1,800 square feet. This whole neighborhood is developed by the same builder. It's Legend Homes. We've shown them to you before. A lot of our clients find that they really enjoy these Legend Home communities because they put the amenities in first. So let's get you inside and let's check out our first house. We're looking at two different home series that Legend Homes has rolled out in this neighborhood. We're gonna get you right into the heart of the home, but starting up here, you've got a half bath. This is a 2-story. This home sits around 2,100 square feet, so we'll get you upstairs in just a second. But I wanted to tell you, we actually got exclusive access in here today. Normally this would be a garage, but this is their sales office, but they let us in, they gave us a key, and wanted us to give you guys a private tour to really show off what they have offered here with Legend Homes. So this is their traditional series home. I'll get out of the way so you can kind of see how it opens up. And this is a mid-size home in their traditional series. Stick around though. If you're looking for that absolute value, that bang for your buck with homes starting at $209,000, that's gonna be next door in their value series. So in the traditional series, you're gonna have some higher end finishes. You've got some thick granite countertops. You've got the white shaker cabinets. One thing that I really like about Legend Homes is that for the price, you get a turnkey experience. A lot of times they're gonna include the appliance package. So as you see, you've got a stainless steel refrigerator over here, really nice slide-in cooktop and range, stainless steel appliances, and they're also gonna throw in a washer and dryer package when you work with us and call us exclusively. So we're here in the kitchen, good size house. Their square footages in their traditional series start as low as 1,355 square feet, and they're gonna go up to around 2,600 square feet. And then that value series where you got the $209,000 home, essentially $200,000 house, those are starting even smaller. So it really just depends on what you're looking for. If you're just single, just starting out, you can get one of those smaller homes for a really good deal. But this is a good mid-sized 2-story family home with plenty of space. I mean, even this laundry room is bigger than a lot of the 3,000 square foot homes that we see. So not only do you have room for your washer and dryer, they even have an extra plug here for you to put in an additional refrigerator. So over here in the kitchen, big kitchen island, you can fit 4 bar stools up over here. You've got a stainless steel sink with a divider in it, and then you've got your microwave kind of tucked right up over here. And then they even did a backsplash. So in this price point, a lot of builders are gonna strip out some features. Some of them will just have sheetrock here instead of backsplash. They won't have the stainless steel appliances. So for the price tag, I definitely think you're getting a good bang for your buck. Opens up nicely over here to the living room. I really don't feel like this is a small living room at all. In fact, the fact that it kind of opens up to the second story is nice. You've got 12, 14-foot ceilings here in the main living area. And then I don't want to skip over the dining room. So you don't have a formal dining room up at the front. This is definitely one of those more modern open concepts that people love. But this location just makes a ton of sense to be able to serve from the kitchen. So if you want to casually eat, you can sit up here at one of these bar stools, but you got little kids, you can put their high chairs up over here, and you don't have to run all the way up to the front of the house like a traditional home would. So this makes the most sense as far as the setup goes for furniture. Not a ton of different options. You might be able to do a big sectional over there, but I like that they put the window height up high enough where you're not blocking the window with that sofa. And then obviously your TV is gonna get set up right over here. So the lot sizes out here are on the smaller side. I wanna get you out here so you can kind of see them. They range as small as 4,000 square feet up to 6,000 square feet. But once again, this neighborhood is a value play. I mean, you're really getting in at some pretty low prices. Now, where that wrought iron fence is, that's gonna be your property line. So you can still fit a playground in here. Most people at this price point aren't gonna be putting in pools. It just economically doesn't make sense. But the cool part is that resort style pool that they have up at the front of the neighborhood is already complete. It's move-in ready, it's open right now. And as you can see, it's completely gorgeous outside. Great day to go out there and hang out at the pool. And then whenever you want to cool off, you can just head on over to the fishing dock. What's great is a lot of these newer neighborhoods, they've got these kind of new ponds that they call fishing lakes. That pond, you can tell by the greenery up around the edges, it's established. So there's fish in it. They built a dock on it. You can go fishing, or you can just hang out over there by that nice playground. So it's great that all of those amenities are already in place. So here we are in the master bedroom. It fits a king size bed. It doesn't feel too tight, doesn't feel crammed. You get a lot of natural light in here, and you still have room to walk through with a full-size dresser. Ceiling height's good, it's 9 feet tall. And then over here in the bathroom, it's kind of a galley bath. It gets a little snug through here, but you do have a nice kind of area for your toilet. And then as soon as you come in here, you'll notice you actually don't have a toilet door. So some people will complain about that. If you're looking for that extra privacy from your spouse, maybe look at one of their different floor plans. And then it's nice and tight in here, but you got a shower and a tub. So you still have both options. A lot of builders at this price point are stripping out those two options where you have to pick one, but you don't here. You got a big soaker tub and your shower. And then you still have dual vanities and you still have the granite countertops. A lot of builders at this price range are gonna have nicer countertops in the kitchen, but they're gonna cheap out on you here on the inside. And they didn't do that here. And then as you guys know, we're always judging closets. We're judging closet sizes for 2,100 square feet. It's not a huge closet. I will give it this. It's got good hanging space on both sides. So you've got the top and bottoms, and it's not one of those long skinny closets, so you can actually get in here and move around. So I'll give it like a 6.8 for closet size. Now, sometimes what you'll notice in homes of this size is the upstairs isn't a full upstairs. It's kind of like a half upstairs. I feel like this home gives you a lot of space. You have a little bit of connection to the downstairs with the overflow, but it's not one of those balconies that overflows down into the main living area, and you still have a pretty substantial secondary living room up here. So you know that's the benefit of 2 stories, is that you have the second place for either kids or guests, whoever's living with you, to have their own space or get away. You know, we love people in our family, but sometimes you need a little bit more space, and this house gives you that. It gives you a nice seating setup. I mean, this is a big sofa. It's a big seating area. You got room for your TV. You could also set it up to play games or put desks for the kids up here to study. And this is a 4-bedroom home. So 3 of the bedrooms are gonna be up here. So only the master's down, but the bedroom sizes, because we're up here on the 2nd floor, are pretty good size. So I mean, look at this. You got plenty of room to walk around. You got a full-size dresser next to a full bed. And then, actually, this is the full-size dresser. That's just a huge nightstand. And then tucked in over here, you have a walk-in closet. I'm not gonna lie, this is like half the size of the master closet. This is pretty good. And now, here in Texas, we don't have basements. I say this in our videos, but if you're new watching here, you're like, where do I store all my stuff? We don't have basements here. We have walk-in attics. So we'll see just how big this one is. Doesn't appear to be massive, but look, this is where they're gonna keep the mechanicals in the home. So you can see you've got this sprayed in or blown in insulation, and then you got your tanked water heaters, your air conditioning ducts. But the fact that this is decked off right here, it's gonna give you a nice little area, not a huge one, but a nice little area to store maybe some of your Christmas decorations, stuff like that for those seasonal holidays. And that's gonna free up your garage space for you to actually use the garage for what it was made for, which is a car. Now, coming over here, you've got a shared bathroom. What I like about this bathroom, even though it only has 1 sink, is it's got like a big countertop with a little makeup area, and it's got some cabinets. One thing people overlook when they buy houses is, I'll just show you, if you have one of these sinks, a lot of times it's just a pedestal. And if it's just a pedestal, there's no drawers here. See how they're capped? Well, what's nice is this extends all the way. So you're getting 2 additional drawers, and you're also getting additional cabinet space, and you got this cool little chair here. So, you know, guys probably won't appreciate that, but the girls, you know, if you want to have a little place to sit down and do your makeup, it's gonna be a nice spot for you. Extra storage up here, got your linen closet. So on the 2nd floor, you've got 6'8" doors. That's pretty standard height. And then this is gonna be your additional attic space. So not only do you have the walk-in, this is gonna go up into the apex of the roof, and you can store some more of your stuff up there on the ladder. Now, here we go. Basketball themed room. Not sure if y'all are big basketball fans. As you can tell by my height, I am not. But you know, I like sports. Pretty cool setup in here. Love what they did with this wallpaper. This obviously doesn't come standard. This is what the designers did afterwards. Similar to that first bedroom, pretty impressed with the space up here. And trust me, watch our other videos, you'll notice I'll dog on some of these builders if they make the bedrooms too small, but this is a great size. And then, I mean, pretty pleased with the closet in this one too. Now, over here, they've got the smart home panel. This one's already opened up, so you can see a lot of wires in here. For some reason, they don't build these things very big. Like, you can't even fit all the wires in it. It's kind of silly. But this is where your Wi-Fi, your security systems, your routers, everything's gonna come in right through here. So oftentimes they're in different spots in different houses, but for whatever reason, they like to just put them in the kids' bedrooms, and I don't really like that. Now, this bedroom is gonna feel larger. It's probably comparable to the others, but it's got this cool bunk bed setup. I mean, this is killer. If you're a kid, I would have loved this. Check this out. It's a twin over twin, kind of perpendicular bunk beds. You got some storage under there, full-size dresser. I mean, huge, like, look at this. This isn't even in the corner. This is out in the middle of the room. So plenty of space, great natural light. And you know what? This is a winner, okay? This is a winner. All 3 upstairs closets are good size for kids. You have 4,000 square foot homes that are giving you smaller closets than this in the secondary spaces. Shame on those guys. Kudos to Legend Homes for doing that. So as we walk next door, and we're gonna show you the value series, I wanna tell you the prices of the ranges of what you get right here in the traditional series. If you're looking for the best bang for your buck, really anywhere up here in this North Houston area, the value series we're about to check out might just be that. But if you got a little bit higher budget, I would probably just move on up to the traditional series because it's got some higher end finishes, some larger floor plans. As I mentioned, their floor plans in this series start still on the much smaller side at 1,355 square feet. And those prices are gonna start around $249,000. Very similar finishes and upgrades to what you saw here, but that's just gonna be one of their 1-story floor plans. And then on the flip side, their largest floor plans, around 2,600 square feet, are coming in at $289,000. Now, those are their discounted prices that you could move into today, but that doesn't account for some of the interest rate incentives that they're rolling out right now for some of their clients. Those are subject to change, but what we're seeing right now, if you reach out to us, they have some flex credits available for us to buy down your interest rates either temporarily or for 30 years. And that's gonna help lower that monthly payment for you guys. But this exact model home, right around 2,100 square feet, this is one of their better floor plans, pretty decked out. You can get this one around that $270,000, $280,000 price point. Now, this home next door to us, the Camden, is actually around 1,800 square feet, but they have one of the smallest homes that we have ever shown you that they build out here. We're not gonna get you inside that one, but it's only 1,000 square feet. And in my opinion, if that's all you can afford, I totally get it. I respect it. They have it here. Call us, we'll help you buy it. But that is very, very small. For me, anything under about 1,500 square feet kind of feels tight like an apartment. But this 1,800 square foot 2-story, I think you'll see as we go inside, it feels nice and open. But before we go in there, I wanna tell you a little bit more about exactly where we're at today, because I grew up here in Conroe, just about 15 minutes away from where they're developing this neighborhood. And this neighborhood is just north of Conroe in Willis. You're just a couple exits north of Conroe. And as I mentioned, you're right next to arguably the largest shopping center that's still being developed here in the North Houston area. Right at I-45 and 1097, you've got 2 major grocery stores, but you know you've made it when you've got Chipotle, you got Starbucks, you even have Dutch Brothers Coffee, a lot of really cool restaurants, a lot of fast food chains, a lot of pizza places, everything that you could want and more as far as nail salons, hair salons, is gonna be just one exit down the road. Now, if you're looking for another really cool lifestyle feature nearby, you can see the power plant right next to Lake Conroe. I don't know if you can see it from right here, but right around the house, we're just a couple miles as a crow flies from Lake Conroe. So right around the corner, you can go fishing, you can go boating, and Lake Conroe is an amazingly fun recreational lake. It's 20,000 acres. In fact, just north of here is the National Forest, and the lake stretches up into the National Forest. So if you wanna go hunting, you can go get a hunting permit, go hunting up here in the National Forest. About 15-minute drive, it's gorgeous. As you head on up to Huntsville, it's all these tall, established pine trees. So being here on the north side of Houston, you really get the perks of some of that beauty. Got the breeze coming in off of the lake. So really a lot of cool options here. Now let's get you inside this house. And if you don't know already, my name's Kyler Ferris. We run the #1 relocation team in Houston, Texas. We make these videos just for you guys. And we successfully relocated 500 families just in the past 12 months, most of them from our YouTube channel. People just like you thinking of moving to Houston. So if that's you, don't be shy. Give us a call, shoot us a text, send us a quick email. That way we can help you guys make a smooth move right here to Houston, Texas. Now, before we show you the second home, I have to issue a trigger warning. There is something upstairs some of you aren't gonna like. I believe it, honestly, I think it's a little bit sexist. So I just wanna warn you, don't keep watching if you're gonna be easily offended, because there is something up there waiting for us that honestly I was a little bit appalled by. But before we get to that, one of the favorite things we've been doing recently in our videos is people have been commenting down below where they're watching from. And I'm really enjoying it because people are commenting from Pakistan, obviously people from here in the United States, but places all over the world. Let us know where you're commenting from. We know where you're moving from for those of you that do reach out, but it is cool to see our reach all across the country, and also like our videos. It just helps share it to other people. And let's check this house out. This is the value series. This is the Camden floor plan, and it oddly resembles my first house that I ever lived in. It's the same square footage, it's 1,800 square feet, and what's similar about it is all of the bedrooms are upstairs. So it's a single family home, it doesn't share any walls, but it kind of feels like the same size as my first townhome that I lived in. And I really like it because all the bedrooms are upstairs. You'll notice when we get up there, there's a lot of space. So down here, it's one big open concept room. There's literally nothing else down here other than this room and then the garage and the bathroom. So pretty good size open concept area because you're not fighting for the square footage down here trying to throw a master bedroom in. So good sized living area, kind of a nice flow to it. And they even had extra space in the corner where they added a table. I don't know if I would do that in this house. Still nice finishes too. You got the luxury vinyl plank floors. I didn't comment on these in the home next door. They're the same. So you're actually not dropping down a quality level for the flooring. You also have very similar granite here. The difference with these is these have a natural wood cabinet versus kind of the white painted shaker. So this is like a dark espresso color. This has the black appliances versus the stainless, which I really don't mind. These are kind of cool. So check those out, a little Darth Vader. Now, this is what I was talking about. This goes to the garage, a little confined here, a little bit of a landing area where you can hang your stuff up. And then we'll play a little game. What's behind door number one is your half bath. So you do have a downstairs half bath, which is a non-negotiable. And then right here, this is gonna be your pantry. So it's not a huge walk-in pantry, but for 1,800 square feet, you can throw all your stuff in there. But the laundry room is upstairs and it's massive. In fact, it's bigger than the laundry room next door. So good setup here. You've got direct line of sight over to the TV. They did have to have a column here for structural purposes, but it really isn't too in your face. It's pretty slender and there's only one, there's not two. Now they got the black appliances, the slide in gas cooktop. So they do have natural gas here. I don't know where you're moving from. Some neighborhoods have electric, but most of them try to have gas in their homes. It's natural gas, not propane. So you don't have to change out those propane tanks. And so you can cook nice and easily. And then that is a huge microwave, by the way. And that's a good sized microwave. So all black appliances, pretty cool. And then really a good sized dining area. So plenty of space. This is a 6-seater table. You've got a little bit of room to play with over here if you wanted to have a 6-seater that has a leaf in it. I wouldn't leave an 8-seater table here, but for special occasions. And then yeah, I mean, really a lot of extra space through here. You might get away with doing an L-shaped sectional here. That way you just get a little bit more seating space. And then coming outside here, you've got the backyard. They don't have a massive covered patio. So in fact, there's no covered patio. Like if you came out here and it was raining, you'd have to be like this. So there's no covered patio. You're getting natural shade just because of the orientation of the house. This, I don't know if this comes standard. I think they might have done this as an upgrade. I would need to talk to the salespeople. But a lot of times at this price point, you're getting a 3-foot by 3-foot slab of concrete. Now for about 2,000 bucks, you can pour a slab of concrete, stamped and stained concrete all across here and have a nice patio, put your grill out here, throw up an umbrella and a table, and you've got a pretty nice setup. And then lot size really isn't that bad either as far as the depth goes. A lot of these neighborhoods are cutting you short and they're putting the fences like right here. It's not a wide lot, but it's actually surprisingly deep. And it looks even bigger because they've got wrought iron instead of a wood fence. They've got the 6-foot tall Good Neighbor cedar fences, and Good Neighbor just means you'll see how every 8 feet the panels switch. They don't want somebody to get the bad end of the deal. So both people get the bad end of the deal. So that's pretty much it for downstairs. And then, as I mentioned, there's something upstairs that might trigger you just a little bit, so get ready. So with all the bedrooms being upstairs, you don't really have much room for a secondary living room. You do have a nice landing area. I like that the stagers put in some effort to show you that this isn't a total waste of space. You have room for a desk and some bookshelves. You got a nice window out here, so you could get some work done and not be bothered by somebody else that's living in the house. They even set up a little chair for a little reading nook. So it is peaceful, and this isn't a huge family home. we had our first kid in a home this size, but whenever it came time for our second, we didn't want to give up that guest room, so we went ahead and moved. But this is a great kind of starter home, good entry-level home, and at a really good price too. Now, what I like about this is the ceiling heights in here are taller. You're on the second floor, but you've got 10-foot ceilings in here. You fit a full king-size bed. You got plenty of space for the nightstands, a full seating area over here. So this master's larger than the 2,100 square foot home. And then what I also like, the closet's a little bit bigger too. So you only have a single vanity. I wish they had thrown in a second sink here, but you do have plenty of counter space to get ready. You have a window inside of the toilet room. So I don't know if you like that natural light or not. No bathtub. So if bathtub's gonna be a deal breaker for you, this isn't the floor plan. They have other floor plans in the value series with them, but we're seeing a lot of people head on over to this shower concept. And for those of you that know, I'm a sucker for a shower bench. I don't have one, I still want one. It'll be in my next house. How nice would it be to just rinse off after a long day and just sit down? Just breathe it all in, breathe it all out, and get back out there and conquer the day. Nice and clean, nice and fresh. So you can do that in this house. And then check this out. Closet space, pretty good for 1,800 square feet, pretty good sized closet. So plenty of hanging space, kind of have two separate sections. So overall, I'm pretty pleased. Look, it's not quite as big as the last closet, but look, it's a ratio. When I'm judging these homes, it's how big is the house? So this at 1,800 square feet, I'm gonna give this one a 6.9. Just barely edges out that last closet. So coming out of the master, you actually have to go through this landing area to get to the other bedrooms. I appreciate that. If I'm gonna live up on the same floor with my kids, I want a little bit of sound separation. But before we see the rooms, you do have the laundry, and it's a good size. You have the room here technically for a refrigerator, but they built this in. Probably wouldn't want a fridge up on the second floor. You've got a plug for whatever it is that you would want up here, and then plenty of room for your washer and dryer. Now, this home does have gas, but it doesn't have it run for the dryer. So you're gonna use this plug, you're gonna get an electric dryer with these homes, and you got a little bit of hanging space up here too, which is nice. Now, both of these bedrooms are gonna share this bathroom. So this is a 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath. So upstairs, you got the 2 full bathrooms, and then the half downstairs. And once again, only 1 vanity. Now, this is gonna be the larger of the 2 secondary bedrooms. Really impressed with it. Good size ceiling height in here. Not quite as tall as the master. You got 9-foot ceilings in here versus the 10. But this is a queen bed. This isn't a full, so plenty of space with huge nightstands and really a lot of extra room to walk around. I haven't opened this closet yet, so we will see what we're in for. Pleasantly surprised. Pleasantly surprised. All right, now this is that trigger warning. I told you, don't get upset. Let me know in the comments if you're upset. All right, this is tough. A little sexist. Boys only. This is a boys only room. So if you're a girl, not allowed to be here. So forgive me, I didn't make the rules. Boys only room. They got truck prints all on the walls. I think it's super cool, but I'm a boy. You got monster trucks over here, 2 twin beds. So if you got boys, this might just be the house for you. If you got girls, I'm sorry, we're gonna have to look elsewhere. And then finishing up, really good sized closet. So I did warn you, I gave you plenty of time. I hope you're not offended from the bottom of my heart. Now let's get out of this house, and as we walk outside, I'm gonna tell you exactly how much this home costs and what your options are here in the value series. With 2 killer product series to choose from, you really can't go wrong. I mean, both of them are quite affordable, but the more affordable option is gonna be the home we just showed you. That's the Camden. That's one of 4 floor plans in their value series. Now, the smallest, I told you, is just over 1,000 square feet. That's the home that they'll build right now for you at $209,000. So if that's your budget, after they buy down your interest rate, then it is what it is. You have a killer home option for you here, but it immediately jumps up. That's the only 1-story floor plan that they have in the value series. And they have 3 2-story floor plans, starting at 1,800 square feet, going up to just over 2,100 square feet. So the home we showed you, the Camden, right now they're building 2 of them. One of them's for sale for $249,000, and that's before the interest rate incentives that they're offering. So if you've got a $250,000 budget and you need a 3-story home that's got some really good space in the right areas in the house, I highly recommend it. And then their largest floor plans are gonna get up around $279,000 with their 2,100 floor plan. So everything out here that we have seen that's currently on the ground is under $300,000. They've got a really great amenity setup. You don't have to wait for those to go in. you're just down the street from Lake Conroe. You can go out, you can go fishing, go boating. They got plenty of storage facilities right over here to keep your boat. You can be 2 minutes away from your boat. Or you can head on into Willis, go shopping, or you're about 30 minutes away from the Woodlands, Texas, which I didn't even touch on. If you want to go out for that nice date night, you worked hard all week, you want to go to a nice dinner, it's about a 30-minute drive to the Woodlands, maybe not even that much. And they've got the Cynthia Woods Mitchell Pavilion, which has concerts all throughout the year. You don't have to go all the way into Houston for that. In fact, I'm going in 2 nights with my wife to a concert at the pavilion. It seats like 16,000 people. Parker McCollum will be playing there. He's from here locally, so a bunch of our friends will be out there. So there are things to do here in this area. You don't have to go all the way into Houston. But if you did have to go into Houston, you're looking at about a 45 to an hour long drive. Not that bad if you want to go catch the Astros, which you're doing pretty well, by the way. You can go and do that. Now, there are a lot of neighborhoods up here in Willis. This whole area is exploding. And you might notice if you scroll through our channel, we're filming Montgomery and Magnolia and Willis quite a bit. Well, that's because there's so much growth up here right now. There are a lot of great areas in Houston, but if you need help narrowing them down, be sure to check out our videos. In fact, check out these right here. You might find something that you like. And as always, if you're thinking about moving to Houston, don't be shy. Just give us a call, shoot us a text, send us a quick email. That way we can help you make a smooth move right here to Houston, Texas.